Started returning the donation. $1,000. We get up to there. I just kind of threw that in there. Last water bottle, one left. It's $1,000. See, by this time, we had a lot of people interested. What's going on? You know, we're all wandering around this field selling water bottles for prices that keep getting higher. It's 103 that day. It was hot, but not that hot. The guy started asking, he says, well, if I get that, if I buy that water bottle, will I get a board seat for GYSA? Would you give me a board seat? I was like, that's interesting. Now here's a guy that's not only willing to give $1,000, but a lot of time, because I know the time requirements, and he knew the time requirements, to be a board member of GYSA. Willing to give his time and his money in order to get involved in that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So things change as prices increase. People align their life to it. They align their schedule with it. The more something costs. And it's weird that that's true. They start asking more questions to get more out of it. It's weird, but that's how it works. Price isn't what something's worth. Price is worth. Price indicates what someone's willing to get out of it. And that's the way I would recommend you looking at it, because that's one of the ways that we talk about Mind for Money, is how do you shift into a perspective that buys quality goods and really spends money wisely. It's not what you're going to get, it's what you're going to give. And we teach them exactly how that works and why that works. Because the generational effects of money, the two factors that we studied and why this whole course is really created and how we attract investors, is because we studied two family groups that 2 generations ago, it's like my great-grandpa, so that age group, they went from rags to riches. One generation. One family group, over the next 2 generations, continued to rise. The other family group, by the 3rd generation, bankrupt. Lost all their money, nothing left. And so we did a study on 24 different family groups that had this experience. We talked to kids from 5 years old all the way up to however old they were, to try to find out what was going on in this whole scenario. What caused that? What was the difference? And from that, we learned all these things about how money works and how money's communicated and how it translates from one generation to the next. We actually solved some of the challenges that most people are having today. Throw in that study, and that's basically what's in the whole thing. And so one of the things is, it's like skill is basically Mind for Money. That's the first course, is skill number 1. It's how to have a mind for money. How you view it, how you define it, makes a huge difference. We didn't know that until we did this study. The vocabulary of money is completely different in this family group than it was in this family group. One major factor is in this family group, the phrase, "we can't afford it," was spoken often. In this family group, they never used that. Which may sound weird. When asked to buy something, what would usually happen is that the family members would respond with, "That's not in our budget. But would you like to join us in our next budget meeting and see if we can include that for next month?" So it gave them ownership. See, and the other thing that happened, so here's 2 major distinctions. I'll just share them with you so you can just kind of go home and start thinking different with your family. The other one, when it came to the kids asking about money, it's like, "Hey, what does Dad make?" In this family group, you don't ask those questions, kid. It's not polite to ask someone what they make. It's not polite to ask Dad, "Oh, you don't need to know that." So you think about the double negative we had here. We had kids raised in families that basically, it's not polite to ask how to make money, and it's not polite to ask for money. So they basically became, it really skewed their perspective on money. They were always a victim to what someone would give them. And it went down to a root of psychology. On this other side, they'd say, okay, they'd talk about what everybody was making in the family, like they were talking about what kind of cereal do you want. And do you want a blue bowl or a white bowl? You know, it was just normal. It's normal conversation. The kids all the way down to 5 years old were talking about investments. I was going, whoa, you're allowed to talk about that? Yeah, my dad just invested in this $14 million property down the street. He's going to farm it for 7 years, and then he's going to sell it in parcels. I'm like, a 5-year-old. And he was okay talking about it. I was like, wow, interesting. That family was on an uphill curve, you know. They're going good. Money, they're not afraid of it. It's just like water, not air. See, most people in this family group, money's like oxygen. When you don't have enough, it's like, you can't breathe, there's all these physical effects you have. So, Mind for Money program. I'll just read off some of the names of these skills that we teach people. Income improvement, career astonishment, that's skill number 2. Number 3, keys to financial security and freedom. 4, transforming stress to success and saving. Skill 5, cash flow planning and tools to financial management. Skill 6, dissolving debt and boosting your plans. Skill 7, improving the generational effects of money. Skill 8 is all about sustainability and self-reliance. And then these last 4 are kind of our bonus 4. It's kind of like there's 8 main skills that we found that we teach in a distinction format, which is like riding a bike. As soon as you learn it, it's hard to go back. You can't really unlearn what you learned. That's how the whole program is designed. And then the last 4 are really pieces that change with time, so we continually update these. You know, skill number 9, insurance, auto, life, health, home, and beyond. Understanding insurance, how to evaluate those kind of things. Skill number 10, buying bargains and improving net worth. Those kind of things change over time. Skill 11, investing with integrity for profit. Stuff we learned from those same study groups. How they work with their kids, which is a huge thing. All things real estate is skill number 12. And inside of that, we teach them how to invest. We teach them how to really evaluate properties. We teach them how to do all that stuff. So they're getting all this information before they go out and they're part of buying the next home. They'll understand all the dynamics of it. We're not hiding anything. We're going to teach them exactly what we do and how we do it. We want them to know. Because we started finding out that the more people know, and we equip them, not only will they trust you and trust everybody else a little bit more, they're also going to trust themselves more in their decision-making process. So we'll teach them. Teach them about real estate. Teach them how to do cool things with it. And that's skill number 12. Obviously, real estate changes. What your client receives while they wait. Strategic home quest coaching, regular progress reporting. Those progress reports are the key factors that help us understand, are they making progress? And those things are really broken down. This is the manual that they receive. It's one manual rather than these. These are the training manuals for the teachers. This is basically what the student receives. They got one single manual. There's also an insert that's even much smaller. That's kind of their go-to handbook. It's like when anybody in the family has a question about the money issue in the family, prioritization of spending, stuff like that, they can just grab that thing, pull it out, and see where they're at. It's really simple. Makes money understandable. And it makes it so we don't have to fear it. Because see, when you prioritize your money the way we teach, it doesn't matter how much money that comes in the month, you know what you can do. And you don't have to, it's all based on your own personal priorities as a family, your goals as a family, so everybody understands it. It's clear. We teach the same principles that we learned from the ones that continue to grow from one generation to the next. So that's that. And there's, obviously we have recordings. We're putting a lot of the stuff online. You can go to mymind4money.com or abetterwaytothink.com, and that's where the whole Mind for Money program is, and some of the online stuff. 4 Pillars to Financial Peace is the place that everybody starts, because we teach them 4 basic principles that help them shift their thinking, help them build a game plan, because we believe that, you know, peace comes from understanding the path you need to go. And as soon as you can build that understanding, peace descends on you, as it were. It's not something that I have to get to this place and then I'm at peace. No. You need to know that you're on the right path, and then all of a sudden peace shows up and you're confident and you're moving forward. Gone through all that. So only buyers with a HomeQuest certified agent will receive the benefits of this program. Basically what that means, if you're not a certified agent and you bring people to the system, they will be able to go through the system, but they may not be connected to you. They're going to be connected to another certified agent. That's just how it works. We got to have a certified agent because the documentation is a little bit tricky if you don't understand it. As well as we want to make sure that the respect of the program is kept in high regard. And that supports you, each of you, as real estate agents. If we can keep the integrity of the program alive at the agent level, then the whole program can continue to grow, attract more investors, and get more funds. Simple as that. If we jeopardize that trust with our investors, we lose them. Make sense? Another reason why they pay, another reason why we have certification programs, because the integrity of the program is highly important. So in the training program, becoming a HomeQuest certified agent, you can apply today. Certified classes are held monthly. Cost of certification is $400. Special event price is $150 per agent. Annual renewal fee is $75, normally $150. Here's 5 more reasons. We talked about that a little bit before anyway. is that full document training. So you'll get training on everything that is the documentation for the HomeQuest Assistant stuff, which is all the different pages, the questionnaires that your clients go through. You'll get training on all the documentation stuff. All the different addendums that might need to be included, you'll get some training on those because there's specific addendums and how they're written based on the type of home that you're buying. A specific addendum that's sent out up front with the offer to purchase, because we actually love to declare the fact that we're a cash buyer and that we're really helping people out. So there's literally something that gets sent with it, with the offer, that we feel improves the chances of your offer getting picked. Because when that gets to the home seller, if it's an individual, if they have a heart, they'll go with us rather than somebody else. That's just how it'll work. That's how we see it, and that's how we've experienced it. So there's a whole list of stuff that we do. I'll tell you more about that. We'll teach skill number 2 almost completely. So we teach skill number 2 in the training, which is income improvement, career astonishment, because we feel our agents probably want to be using some of the stuff that their clients are going to be learning. We want to teach it to them. We're going to teach them the piece that makes the biggest difference, it seems, in the income, which is that income improvement program. Teach them how to do it, how to make a major shift. See, there's this weird thing that happens as soon as someone gets a master's degree, their income improves. Now, people often think it's because they got their master's. That's we found that you can do it without a master's. And it's just understanding the psychology behind it and how to make that shift. I did it myself. One person that I talked to, I hired a coach, and he shifted my thinking. I went from $33,000 combined income with my wife to over $250,000 within 4 months. Now, the only thing that changed was something between my ears and who I was in the world. And that's opportunity. It's available to everyone. And that's something that we teach inside that piece.